Hey guys, you might have installed Python as I shown in my previous video. Now how would you check Python is working properly in your PC? So just do what I am doing and it will help you to find that. Search CMD in your Windows tab. You will get command prompt. Click on command prompt. Just type Python --version and enter, and you will get the version of your Python as it is shown here. I have 3.9.5 and you whatever you have installed it will show you, and this is showing that Python is completely working. Now how to use VS Code? You have installed that, and I am going to show as I made a check mark on open with, and this will help you, like when you click right click, you will find that open with code, this option. Just click on that and the VS Code will open in that folder in which you are currently present. As I mentioned, I have made notes for this video also. Today's topic is variable and basic data types in Python. In this video I am going to show you what is variables and what are the basic data types that we use in Python. First we will create a Python file. So Python, you name whatever you want to name the file, like I want to name it 1, and it is saved with the extension .py. All Python files and code files are saved with the extension py, and press enter. Click on this. This will create a file and this will create a new folder. Now in Python, if you want to generate output, you will use print function. It's really easy. As name suggests, it print something on screen, like print. Now what is the benefits of Visual Studio Code? As you can see, whenever I am writing print, it's auto completing the text. It is auto completing the text for me. Hello world. Hello world is the first thing which programmers print while entering in the world of programming, or whenever you start a new language. You can do it. You can run this program by going to terminal. Click on new. After that, type Python and name of the file 1.py. As you can see, it is showing hello world. If it seems difficult to you, you can do download CodeRunner extension. Go to extensions here. Search CodeRunner. You will find this extension CodeRunner. I have already installed it. After when you download this extension, you will find a run button here. Now you can see the program get run without writing Python and file name. So it is the print function, and whatever you give between these two quotes or quotes, you will get that output. You can also do in single quotes. It will also produce same output if you give single quote. And do control S for saving the file, and you will get hello world again. Like if I do whatever expression I gave in it, like 2 plus 3, it will print 2 plus 3, 5. Now now variable. What are variables? A variable is like a container that stores values, information you can access or change. Imagine a container, like you have containers of rice and other pulses within which you store that pulses, so that you can, whenever you need that those things, you can put that container and keep things out of them. Similarly, in Python, if you want to store information, we need to create variables which stores the value. The purpose of variable is to store information, so that we can perform tasks on the stored information. Such as we take like if I want to create a simple calculator. First we have to take input from the user and store that input somewhere. So we store those inputs in variables which user give to us, and perform operation on that inputs. and give output to the user according to the chosen operations. That's why we use variables to store information. Now there are some rules of defining a variable. There are some syntax rules which we have to obey during giving a name to a variable. So we cannot start variable name with any number, any numerical number like 0, 1, 2, 3. We can't start a variable name with that. We can't include special characters like at the rate, pound, percentage in in the variable name. And these are the rules I have written here. You can read it from the notes. And variables are case sensitive, which means that if I have a variable name a in lowercase and a variable name a in uppercase, those two variables are different. They are not considered same. Now I will give you some examples. Like I am going to give a name variable which is going to store my name. Now you can see this program will work completely fine. As you can see, there is no error and I am not producing any output, so there is nothing how we get. Like if I give that name like 1, now this is showing error. As I mentioned, we cannot start a variable name with number, but we can include numbers after the first letter. Like I can use this is completely fine. There is no syntax error. This I can do it completely. They like program work completely fine. I can also include underscores, and a variable name can start with underscore also. No issue. Look, completely working fine. If I include some special character like pound, like this, now this will produce a syntax error. Like syntax error, which means that I am not obeying the rules of the programming. Like in English we have to put full stop after ending of line. In programming we have to obey some rules while writing the code. The rules of the programming language, which is called syntax. Now these are the rules. You might go through these rules first and you will understand how to define a variable. Now I am going to talk about basic data types in Python. There are 6 basic data types in Python, which we use. Like 5. It is an integer data type, like integer numbers -1 to infinity. And we have floating point numbers, which includes rational numbers, with point p in the form of p by q from mathematics, you might remember. And Python also have complex data type. Most programming language not support complex data type, but Python supports it. We can use complex data. We can also perform functions on complex numbers in Python. We have complex data types and Boolean data types. Boolean data types have only 2 values, like true and false. It has only 2 values, and a string object or string data type, which we call string data, which is this, like a sentence or something, which includes in these double quotes or single quotes are called strings, as we printed before. Now if I print this name, now name1 is a variable which is storing a string data type value, which is I am going to print. Now you can see there is server. We can check the type of these variables by using type function. Type. Now I am going to get the type of variable. Print. Now you can see it's showing class str, which means the name1 stores an object of string class. A string data type value is stored in name, in other words, simple words. And these are the nodes you can see. Type 1. Now 1 is an integer. We can see we get an int 3.34. It's a float value. Now you are thinking, what is it? In mathematics it's equal to like print, I will print it 3, 3, 4, E bar 4. Now you can see it could be something this. It's a floating point number and it has decimal. It has decimal value, so it's a floating point number. And for boolean we have true, and string as I showed you about this, and this is complex type. These are the data types in Python, basic data types on which we perform operations. Now Python also has commands. Commands are really useful in large code bases where we have large amount of code, so we have to define which part of code perform what functions. Like this is going to print hello, or this is going to print hello, how are you? Now this lines means nothing to compiler. This is only for the purpose of programmer to understand what is this print statement is going to do, so that other fellow programmers could understand what is this part of code going to perform. So to maintain code, it is really easy and it increases the readability of the code. Like you can see hello, and this line does nothing. Anything written after pound symbol is considered as comment. This is comment, you can see, and it is all about the comments. Now we have in summary of today's video, I would like to say we talk about print function which produce output on the screen. We talk about variables and how could we declare a variable in Python, and rules about declaring the variables. And these are the notes about it. And we talked about basic data types. We also have none data type about which I didn't talk. None data type is used to declare a variable whose value is not known at present moment. Like I have some age, I don't know age at that moment, so I put none. Whenever the user gives me age, I will assign that age to the age variable, but at that moment I don't know the age, so we can store none in age. Now I can check the type of the age. You can see class none type. It belongs to class none type. Whenever user will provide us age, we will assign that age to the age variable, but at present moment we don't know it, so we assigned none to it. Okay guys, this was it for the video. Bye. I will see you in the next one.